I married a man who was already married to my sister. I met Daniel at a charity event hosted by the hospital where I worked as a nurse. He was charming, well-spoken, and had that calm confidence that immediately puts you at ease. We hit it off instantly. He said he'd just moved to town for work, something about consulting, and was still settling in. We spent the entire evening talking. By the end of the night, he asked for my number, and I gave it without hesitation. Over the next few weeks, we were inseparable. He always seemed to have time for me, flowers at work, spontaneous dinners, long walks through the park. He said all the right things. I had never felt more seen, more understood. My family lives in another state, so he hadn't met them yet. I told him I had a younger sister, Emma, but we hadn't been that close lately. She travelled a lot, worked in media, and we only spoke a few times a month. Still, when Daniel asked about meeting my family, I promised we'd plan a visit soon. 6 months into the relationship, he proposed. It was on a quiet evening at home, candlelight, wine, soft music. He got down on one knee and told me he couldn't imagine life without me. I said yes. I was overwhelmed. He cried. I cried. It felt perfect. I called my parents and told them the news. They were thrilled. We planned a family dinner at a small lake house they'd recently bought. Everyone would be there, including Emma. It had been almost a year since I'd last seen her in person. We used to be close, but adulthood and distance changed that. Still, I was excited. I wanted her to meet the man who had changed my life. Daniel seemed nervous about the trip. I figured it was normal, meeting the in-laws is stressful. But on the drive there, he got increasingly quiet. I asked him if everything was okay. He said he had a headache and didn't want to talk much. I let it go. When we arrived, my mum came out to hug us. Then Dad. Then Emma. She froze. I thought she was just surprised to see me, but she wasn't looking at me. She was staring at Daniel. And Daniel went pale. He didn't say a word. Emma whispered, What is this?" I laughed nervously. "Emma, this is Daniel, my fiancé. Daniel, this is my sister." But she cut me off. No. This is my husband." Silence. I thought it was a joke. A bad one. I looked at Daniel, waiting for him to laugh it off. But he didn't. Instead, he sat down on the porch step, head in hands, like the weight of the world had just crushed him. Emma's voice trembled. "We've been married for almost 4 years. He said he was going away for work. I haven't seen him in months. He stopped answering calls. I thought maybe he was dead. I couldn't breathe." My parents just stood there in stunned silence. I remember looking at Daniel and asking, quietly, "Is this true?" He nodded. No words, just a nod. End of vote. The next few days were a blur. Tears, shouting, questions no one had answers to. Daniel tried to explain. Said he was lost, confused, didn't know how to end it with either of us, that he never meant for it to go this far. But it had. I learned that he had 2 lives, 2 apartments, 2 phones, 2 futures, and I was one of them. Emma and I stayed up all night that first evening, sitting in silence, then crying, then eventually talking. For the first time in years, we were really there for each other. Daniel is gone now. Neither of us wanted him. He tried to apologize, to call, to message, but we blocked him. There's nothing left to say. Emma and I are rebuilding our relationship, slowly, carefully. It's strange. The man who almost tore us apart is the reason we're close again. Sometimes I still wake up and wonder how I didn't see it, how I missed the signs. But the truth is, when someone wants to live a lie, they become very good at hiding it. He didn't just cheat on me, he built a second life, with my own sister. But in the end, he lost us both.